So I've been doing these retreats for a while. I really love them because it seems like these retreats, spending time in silence, is where sometimes it becomes so obvious what everyone seems to be pointing to, right? And yesterday, all week, it's been a really good week, and just relaxing and sinking in and letting go. But there still seems to be this kind of, there's always for me this kind of, is this it? It's like, this feels right. I mean, this seems right. This is what everyone seems to be describing. But then there's thoughts that come up, the doubts of, is this really it? And yesterday, I was reading something in this I Am That, and it talked about how it's possible just to see imagination as imagination and not take it to be real, right? And it also talked about witnessing. That term's often used, right? Falling into the witness of everything. And so yesterday I was like seeing the emotions and noticing that there was a witness to the emotions that would come up, and feeling the body, but noticing there was a witness to the body, right? There was something aware of the body, and the same with the thoughts, and the same with that sense of I. And so the witness was there all along, right? And it was like, and it was just easy to sink as witness, right? Just to let go as witness. But it seemed almost too obvious, you know what I mean? That's when kind of some doubts started coming up. For example, like this can't be it. It's is it just the witnessing? I guess so. That's one of my questions. Is it just hanging out as witness, and not a concept of witness, but
well, you see that which is aware of witnessing, that which is aware of the body, that which is aware of emotions, that which is aware of spiritual states, that already always is, and that absolutely nothing is required whatsoever.
Right. Yeah. It's just there.
Not one iota of effort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nothing. This is what's realized.
Okay.
And yes, the master would say from time to time, it's so true. It's the utter simplicity of these teachings that make them difficult.
Yeah, because it seems like I have these layers over the years, these layers of images of what it's like and what it's like to be resting as this. And so that hangs out there, ready to be compared to just being, right? And
you see, it's not any particular state. You see that the states, everything, all of it is ever changing.
Right. Arising.
And there's that which is unchanging always.
Yeah.
So it's not about the repetition of the recapturing of some particular remembered state, regardless of how sublime and exquisite it may have been.
Yeah. It's kind of like the dangers, though, of coming to retreat or reading any of these books, because on the one hand, they're inspiring, right? And they touch something and pull something to it, right? But a lot of the reasons they do that is because of what they're describing, that not only is there a sense of truth to it, but there's a sense of, oh my God, it's possible to really let go, so much of my fear, it's obvious, is attached around this I. And it seems clear that if you could rest as this awareness, if it just let go, that fear could go away. So it's weird, isn't it? I mean, it's almost like you guys shouldn't be able to be allowed to talk about these things. It's like,
what you were saying earlier about the arising of doubt, a lot of this on a certain level has to do with transforming the relationship to that needless fear, transforming the relationship to doubt. So when one is simply at rest as this witness consciousness, you can more easily see, for example, thought for what it is. For example, you just see the arising of this, can it be this simple? And you're simply at rest, at ease over here, and over here. I like to liken it to those airplane advertisements when you're laying so peacefully on a beach on a beautiful day without a care in the world, and all of a sudden this airplane goes across this vast blue sky with this trailer of by copper tone, or can it be really this easy? Or
right.
And you just simply letting it go, not even letting it go, that's too much. You just simply at ease. And it crosses the screen of awareness and disappears, and you haven't moved one iota. So that's a very different kind of relationship to thinking, very different kind of relationship to doubt. And then scrambling off your beach towel and getting dressed and running to your corner store 3 miles away, huffing and puffing and sweating, and Mister, do you have any copper tone for sale?
Yeah. So, kind of along that same analogy, it's as if
and sometimes there's a recognition of this witnessing, and sometimes there's not. Sometimes consciousness is aware of itself, and sometimes it's not. When it is, and when it isn't, it isn't.
For you, sometimes that's true too?
Absolutely. No, it's most of the time I'm not walking around at all repeating I am consciousness or anything. I'm not really making any effort in behalf of, there's any intention, let's say here, is that my wish is everyone is happy and at ease, and feeling free. That's my wish. But in behalf of that or anything else, I'm not trying to remember something or hold something in place or make something different.
My sense is
everything, you see everything, when I'm saying this, I'm really wanting to convey it so it's gettable. I'm not just saying it because it sounds good, but it's like really everything is happening of itself. When consciousness is to be aware of itself, that's happening of itself. When consciousness is not, that's happening of itself. What does this Hanuman character have to do with that? Nothing. Why does that guy need to be burdened with anything, having seen that it's absolutely out of his hands? Like all of us, he enjoys being totally unburdened. But we walk around with so much burden on our shoulders. And then every once in a while we put it down and we go, oh my God, what a relief. And how quick we are to pick it up all over again. So maybe we just enjoy the putting down part so much. We can't wait to do it again. So, am I doing it right? Is this really it? Can it be this easy? Finally, you see that all of those are thoughts. Those are nothing else other than thoughts. Each of those are like sentences, and each one is comprised of a different word, a different thought. And each one of those thoughts comprising each one of those sentences is absolutely empty. That a thought has no more substance to it than a cloud in the sky.
I think what makes it a little more distracting is, to me, the thoughts are not the problem. It's the emotions and the feelings that come up with them. For example, the doubt of, like, this has come up a couple of times, this retreat, that, how long is this going to take? How, this seems, or will I ever get this, right? Now the thought, I can see it as a clear thought. And even the I getting it, it's weird. I can see it as more and more as a concept, even this sense of I as a concept. But the depression or the anxiety that comes with that thought, like, that feels real. And of course it is real. It's a real, I guess I say it's real. It's a real emotion in the body. And I guess it's just a matter of getting used to that coming and going too, being okay with that. And
my God, the different changes these bodies go through all day long. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. So another question that came up for you, is there a sense of identity left as the witness, or
I'm such a regular guy, it would blow you away to really believe me. What a regular guy I am.
I believe you, but inside, I do. I believe that. But here, with me, so much of my history has been an identity of this sense of I. It's really, I can see it as a thought, and yet the belief in it as real is so strong, has been so strong.
I don't have that.
That's okay, good. That's great. But then, is there any identity left?
Yeah, endless illusory identities make their personal appearance.
Uh-huh.
And I know that I'm not any of them.
Okay.
And I know that I'm appearing as all of them.
Do you know yourself as awareness? Could you say that that's like your prime identity? You're not really. Could you say that that's the base? Like that's the mountaintop? The sense that this awareness is really all there is, and the rest of it is just coming and going. And to say I am this awareness is not really clear, right? Because it assumes there's an I who's the awareness.
It's so much simpler than all of that. It's like when I'm playing with my dog, I'm playing with my dog. That's all it is. It's nothing to do with any mountaintops, although I'm usually playing with my dog on a mountaintop. It's utterly ordinary, every day. The ease of this is unspeakably easy compared to the striving and efforting and seeking and the despair of all that once was, which I have a very vague recollection of, very vague. Headaches happen in the same old way, for example. People are suffering, I get very sad. Sadness permeates from the bottom of my feet to the top of my head. Immense waves of peace and bliss flow through. Hunger pains remind me to eat. And just like you.
except I think there's someone there doing it all, or at least that's been the history.
And then you have the equal opportunity to check that out for yourself as I do, actually. At any given moment, if you're really interested in any given moment of really seeing directly for your own self what the truth of it is rather than what the appearance is, you can simply look. You can simply inquire anew.
So this habit of having an identity, is it fair to say that that falls away? This desire to have an identity, to be something.
Say it again.
There's a habit, just that I am this character. I am something, an identity. I'm something, right? There's something here.
It feels like that.
It does.
It feels like you're a separate individual entity.
From your perspective? Or is you're saying?
Yeah, it feels like, there's this separate individual entity, with this shell of a body, and all the senses and perceptions, all that operating. Definitely. We would be bumping into each other all day long otherwise. Even so, we're still bumping into each other.
Okay, well, I'm not going to worry about it anymore.
If there's a difference, if you could say there is a difference, if I'm gleaning correctly from your questioning, what's the difference? That there's what you're reporting is it's the report of continued seeking and doubt. So imagine for a second just things as they are, but devoid of seeking and devoid of doubt. You'd feel a tremendous relief. So I'm encouraging the end of the seeking and the end of doubt. In some ways, your story is still very believable to you.
Yeah, there's a habit of believing it that as it arises, I have to kind of make a tiny little bit of effort in investigating it or reminding that it's imaginary, and then.
Yes, so it's helpful on behalf of freedom to finally see naturally stories to just simply be stories. It's really seeing things simply as they are.
Mm-hmm.
A story is a story. It's not the gospel truth. A doubt is a doubt. It's not real. It's empty.
See, this points to something else. It almost as if you're saying it's possible to, it's over. And for me, that's not my experience. My experience is this habit is, I'm not creating this habit of contracting on this personal I. It's happening. And
so let it happen.
Let it happen. And
right. Instead of meeting it with a struggle, let what happens happen. And you simply, at any moment, see the spontaneous happening of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. Everything is spontaneously happening. without an exception. The body's contraction and the body's expansion. This sense of remembering, this sense of forgetting, this sense of getting it, this sense of losing it. This thought, that sensation, that's everything is spontaneously happening. All by itself. There's no person involved. So the habit is we're taking all of it so personally when there's no person involved in any of it.
Right.
Except in this lila, this apparent person, this person at play in this incredible, phenomenal world. So that apparent one stops somewhere along the line in a dream and inquires, who am I really? Lo and behold, realizes, oh my God, I'm simply pure consciousness. This is just a dream. In that moment, you awaken to the dreamlike quality of this phenomenal world. And you awaken to the reality of your true nature as pure consciousness.
And if you find yourself asleep, you just wake up again. And
well, we don't usually find ourselves asleep until we've awoken.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So if reminding arises, then it arises.
But that's how it is. That's really how it is.
Right.
You're saying if.
Right. If that's the only time reminding arises is when reminding arises. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's utterly simple. I'm telling you, it's all of the complication, all of this complexity is found in the thinking.
Yeah.
The thinking makes it all very complex.
I just find it hard to let go of that habit of
so honestly, right now, truly, when you say I find it hard to let go, this is one more opportunity, fresh and new, to see if there really is this separate individual I who's having any difficulty at all.
Let me rephrase it. Awareness seems to notice that the contraction onto these thoughts happens on its own over and over. And there's this desire to be free of that contraction. And yet there doesn't seem to be anything to do.
So stop identifying with a contraction and simply identify who you are as the awareness in which that contraction is displaying.
Right. And then awareness all of a sudden realizes that awareness is identifying with contraction. You know what I mean? It's just happening. So you say stop identifying with the contraction and identify with awareness. That's what I would love to do all the time.
Well, what happens is usually all the time.
Say that again.
Usually all the time. So much of the time, when there's recognition, since we love letting go so much, and we have a disinclination towards staying in contraction, contraction seems to be the most wondrous reminder to simply let go.
Yeah, that would be a great way to look at a contraction. It's weird for me. Sometimes that happens, but often what comes with contraction is a depression that I'm contracted, you know?
Right. So again, so I'm saying to relate to the contraction, not so the contraction is the prelude to this ad nauseum story about it, but the recognition of the sensation of contraction itself is the most friendly and warm and inviting reminder to you to simply let go here and now. And reminding you how much you love letting go. what an ally letting go has been in your life and continues to be in your life, how precious a true friend, unspeakably so, letting go has been and is. And so you have one more opportunity to allow what you love almost as much as anything to be, and that's letting go here and now.
Yeah, I can see that.
So it's not shoot, it's another contraction. It's another letting go. What grace letting go is. How many invitations and then how many demands in life, throughout life, for this letting go that has turned out to be such a great friend after all, when all is said and done. It's in fact what we anticipate lying on our deathbed, somehow knowing that some of our last breaths are to be taken, and knowing that we're going to be called to really let go. That how so much of life prior to that last breath has been an amazing preparation to simply, really, deeply, profoundly let go. Let go. Let go of all the places that one is holding to, resisting, grasping. Just boldly, courageously, fearlessly, trusting in our amazing letting go.
There's a bit of courage almost at first, isn't there? Because it's
throughout.
Because it is totally unknown based on what we've known.
It's totally unknown.
Yeah, totally.
Always. We just fool ourselves in our knowing. We think it's so predictable until it's not. Then we act surprised. But our ordinary everyday fear reminds us of the possibility of courage and calls forth for courage. And it's available. We have this.
Yeah.
So I think, Eric, you have this notion that there is going to be this experience, something, this grand getting it. And henceforth, there's going to be this happily ever after, or some variation on happily ever after. And it's really not that way. In some ways, the true spiritual life begins at that point. The kind of ignorance has been removed. The ignorance that's been such a fantastic excuse up to now. There's no more. Now we know. Now we have the capacity, and I know this is a paradox, this capacity to choose now that which is congruent and in alignment with our heart's intention here and now. We could see simply the story that we used to take to be the gospel truth, not even knowing it. Now, having seen it as being pure fiction, we don't have to entertain it endlessly now, because there's certainty. It's not about me. It's enough in the seeing to simply let it go. It doesn't have to be worked with. It doesn't have to be explored. It doesn't have to be entertained. It doesn't have to be followed out for hours on end, driving us into a sick bed. You simply can let it go because you have seen the fictitious nature of the story and what the story is about.
But see, that's the trick. What you just described, what I heard was there comes this point where you see it as totally fiction and you don't have to entertain it anymore. And yet, 5 minutes later, you're entertaining it. So imagine the feeling that comes up from that.
So
it's
maybe
like, damn,
5 minutes and 1 second, you're not.
this is true. So there really is, I think you're right in that that deep inside, I'm hoping there's going to be a point where finally I really do stop entertaining the story. But that in itself, that story, that image of the future is, I think, getting in the way, because then I keep comparing it to that. I say, oh, is this it? No, I find myself entertaining the story. I must not be there yet. Instead of perhaps...
So right now, stop. Right now is the opportunities. You don't want to speak about these things in a speculative way or conjecturing. It's right now is the moment in which you can see the truth for your own self. Right now. Right now you can see there's no one entertaining the story. Right now you can see that there is no future. Right now you can really see. So at least for right now, really see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see now. It's clear.
Right now it's clear.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when it's not, it's likened, I love the way it's likened to when that, see right now what's clear is that snake is a rope.
Right.
That's clear.
Yes.
Okay. So now it's sunny, there's the rope, it's clear, and it's clear that it's a rope. It's clear that it's always been a rope, it's never been a snake, it was recently appearing to be. Ooh, and now this shadows and the darkness of night is falling, and once again, that rope is appearing to be a snake.
Yeah. You find yourself contracted, scared, afraid.
No, now you find yourself enjoying this amazing optical play because you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that no matter how snake-like appearing that rope is, it's still and always has been a rope.
But what allowed that reminder was the pain.
Yeah, and to the pain I say hallelujah.
Yeah, I have to learn to say hallelujah to the pain.
Yeah, it's the pain that reminds you of what's true.
And it's possible one day that you never take
it's only
the
possible. It's
snake for
only
the rope.
always possible right now because there only is really only right now. There never is this possible one day because that's only of the imagination. If that possible one day were to come, it would come in the form of here and now, just this moment. And this would still be that moment to see directly, clearly, doubtlessly for your own self that rope is a rope.
Issue one more question. It's along the same line.
We have all day.
There are other aspects of this that I compare or doubt. For example, this everyone, it seems to a T, whatever, claims that this is love. That this realization of what's always there, what's not imagination, what's not coming and going. Another way to phrase it is love. right?
But what's claimed is that the love that is within you. It's not out here. And that the love that's within you is the very heart of your own nature.
Right. And occasionally, resting in this knowing, there is a wave of love that comes through, but a lot of times there's not. And again, the mind comes up, it's just a doubt. I know it's a thought, but that perhaps this is not it because I'm not feeling this love, or I'm not feeling this connection, this certainty, like you will often say, this certainty that I and you are the same. I'm not feeling that, so the doubt comes in. Now, is it possible that I should just chill out and I hate to say over time, because I know there's just now, but over moments, over nows, that as each now sinks into, as I get used to it in the now, sinking into it, that the love will just bubble up and not worry about it. Is there a evolution in this?
When we're at play on the ocean's surface, often that love is not what's predominating, or we sense that it's there, but somehow obscured or frustrated. And that when we just simply sink deeper into quiet, it becomes quite clear and emanating even. So interesting to see when we're at play on the surface what we are engaging with. Usually we're operating, I don't know how to say this differently at the moment, at a fairly superficial, dealing with resentments and blame and feeling of victimization, fear, and our hopes and our strivings, all of this here on the surface.
Right.
So the call is to come back home, to come to a greater depth, to disengage from all of the superficial drama that is the stuff of so much of ordinary everyday life, and to simply come back to our own hearts, our own stillness, our own silence. But this is so habitual, the little glitter and of this superficial level is so, for whatever reason, still for so many so compelling. So it's useful to ask oneself from time to time, what do I really want right now? Is it the intensity of the play at this particular level, all of that, or is there something that I know to be more profound, more of the heart, something that's far simple? So usually it's the desire to fulfill our desires that brings us into this superficial play. And as we're driven more and more by desire, more and more do we have this complexity and superficiality. The more we have a love of and hunger for quiet, for peace, the more naturally we are ready and willing and able to forgo that which is compelling here in favor of just simple peace and quiet and ease and love and warmth. But then when one asks oneself, what do I really want? It's good to be really honest, to be honest with oneself, because that's useful information. Peace and quiet is not for everybody. Some people can't sit still for a minute. We all know people like that. They'll go to vacation to Hawaii and they'll bring overstuffed briefcases and laptops and this and that, so much to keep themselves busy in paradise, so to speak.
I guess if there's one thing that I would choose as what's I want is this love and this knowing love and experiencing love and sharing it, right? And I guess what I think I know what I want, what I'd like to hear you say. And this is it. What I'd like to hear you say is,
say it slowly. Okay.
Is even if you're not feeling this love now.
Even if you're not feeling this love now.
Wait. I want you to. That's not why I'm saying this. Just, can you hear what I would like you to say and then just comment on it? Is if you're not feeling this love, it's okay. You're not. It doesn't mean you're damaged. It doesn't mean that this consciousness, for some reason, coming through you is never going to feel this love. It just means.
Okay, listen, I swear to you, it's not this 24-hour day love, light, and bliss. It's not that. Okay. I don't know anybody, and I've been with many people sitting up there suggesting that it is. And then after, you go back home, and you're having tea, and you're shocked. Well, in the beginning, you're shocked until you see the situation. Not like that.
Okay.
Don't let people lie to you. There's so much deceit in the spiritual world. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Now I just heard of this latest scandal with this in Portland. Shocking stuff. Once again, another male guru bites the dust. It's really one of the things, I swear to you, that is to me so incredibly, amazingly, fantastically great about the Master's teaching, in that finally you recognize you to be the authority. It's not asking for you to give your power up to the character sitting in this seat. The character sitting in the seat saying, it's you are that. It's not I am that. Give me your money. Give me your power. Give me your adoration. It's you are already that. To recognize that in your own self. And to that self be true. Don't be burdened by a notion that you're supposed to be feeling anything all of the time. There isn't anything ever felt all the time. We know this.
Yeah, thanks. That's great. That's a really good reminder.
But can I say it more clearly and emphatically? Now tell me if I can.
Oh, please. I'd like you to. Oh, no. I thought you had another way. I thought you said, wait a second, I've got another way to say it.
Right. So the other thing I'm hearing that you've been saying is you have, and this is not speaking precisely, but kind of being fooled by this comparing mind.
Yes.
When we are fooled by the comparing mind, we're always comparing to something that's going to leave us feeling crappy. Have you noticed that?
Is that true? Sometimes I find myself comparing to something that I view as worse than me,
that's
to make myself feel better.
That's a more subtle form of crappiness.
You're right. It's not a very good feeling, but it's a feeling of superiority, which is kind of...
So being a little vigilant about the fooling, comparing mind. So if you notice this tendency for this comparing mind to be doing its comparing mind thing.
Mm-hmm.
Simply see it as that and let it go.
Thanks. I just realized you're right. I tend to, as I'm letting go, I tended to view the comparing mind as the authority, as the ultimate authority. It's like, well, I trust the comparing mind.
But you're right. Hearing that, I assure you.
Yeah, but you're right. It's just more tangled.
Yeah. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for satsang.